I'm going to have to do a video one day showing you all my fake Rolexes because I'm getting quite a collection. One of them I hope to give to my mother, but I might give it to her after the video. Um, is quite a nice one. This is actually very close to the real deal in more ways than you can see directly now. But this one comes sort of with a bracelet that's sort of like the same as the one it's got, in the way that it's just like your standard, well, in this case, a 20 mil bracelet. But of course, the one it had wasn't big enough, so I put a larger one on. Um, Now, a lot of these fake rollers, you'll get this little business here. And you go, so how the hell do I get it all in? And you know, you look at the back of it and it's all just these funny little sheet metal things. You look, how the hell am I going to turn this into this? Because so many of them, for people like me with an 8-inch wrist, so many of them are too small. So, like a lot of bloody watches. So this is the thing, the watches of the world, unless you're buying some of these ones like Technopave or Invicta, they're really not made for people with large wrists like myself. So ultimately, there's a way you can get them out and bring them back like this, and you will have a little piece like that, which is basically your top piece there. But the rest of it is just really just a plain Jane old bracelet, except there's a little bit of a taper on it. But ultimately, in that state, it'll now allow you to stick in a normal one, much the same as this. So I will show you how it all plays out. Now, basically, when you look into this, you can see in there, these your normal ends for your spring bars. And so what you do is, one end out, and you try and offset it a bit. There we go, one end's popped out, but it won't necessarily bring the other one out straight away. No, it does want to go. Didn't want to when I try the other side. So you work away with your little tool here. Now we're going to both out. Now just slip straight out. So there you go. And then you can go and get your standardised bracelet. Now what you need to do is, where the hell I left it, which is probably in your work pants, because that's where it usually is, you measure this with a tape measure between there, and that'll tell you what size you got to get. And of course, you've sort of got to read a little bit about the length sometimes if you've got a large wrist like mine, because not everybody caters for a strap with a 8-inch wrist. But if you get another one, that the straps, some of them are painfully short. You know, you won't get it on if you got any more than a 6-inch wrist, and a lot of people have got 7-inch wrists and stuff like that. So you might, just check on the length of it before you order it. But if you want to know your width, it's your diameter between there and there. And this one here is basically a fake of a date just. And trust me, that all turns around properly. The big date at the top turns around like a proper date just. And this is actually an automatic with a bit of probably Moissanite at the hour markers in there. And believe it or not, I got this morning and got a message from the guy, and he's got another one that's a bit more sort of, you know, like the other one that's on my wrist now, except it's more a black. I think that one's sort of a deep blue, but yeah, I gave him some money for that over PayPal, so I want to see what his one's like. But this one sort of needs a little bit of a clean up before I re-bracelet it with a one of my spare bracelets that I bought a big bunch of as spares for watches.